Welcome to Secret Shaman, and we're going to be looking at how Venus manifests in Libra, including many celebrities and artists like Picasso. Venus in Libra love people and are poised, friendly, and happiest in a love pairing. They feel that their significant other is their balance. Venus is the sign of harmony and grace, loves beauty, style, and a sophisticated romance. They are often the connoisseurs of the good life. Libra is ruled by Venus, the goddess of beauty and allure. Libra loves art, culture, business, and society. Libra is the sign of balance, fairness, and relationships of all kinds. Venus in Libra represents the pinnacle of culture and can radiate this refinement, becoming highly attractive to others. Libra likes to balance the relationship between comfort and excitement, ensuring that love stays vital. This placement exudes charm, elegance, and diplomacy, and they are the hostess with the mostess. They are great natural diplomats and seek fairness in their dealings. This is why they're the sign of the judge and are represented by the scales. Libra is an air sign, so Libran creatives want to make art that inspires the mind while juggling visual elements to create a balanced look. Libra is also the sign of marriage, commitment, and contracts, and they enjoy creating partnerships of many kinds. They are cooperative, idealistic, romantic, and polished. They understand the art of compromise, seek harmony, and are accommodating in their relationships. They know how to please their guests and cater to everyone on their list. Librans are warm and graceful and can make a gifted conversationalist. They love surroundings that are beautiful and comfortable. They are true romantics, idealize love, and can sometimes have trouble adjusting to the reality of a real relationship. When disappointment sets in, they can take it hard. Harmonious relationships are essential to Libra. Sometimes they are taken advantage of because they are so willing to please and accommodate others, and they can give too much. Love is an essential ingredient in their life. Their shadow nature can be indecision, procrastination, or codependency. So now for some examples. Grace Kelly, Princess of Monaco, was a perfect physical example of the beauty that a strong Libra influence brings to one's appearance. She became the epitome of beauty, culture, and grace to an international audience. Yvonne De Carlo was a Canadian-born talent and beauty. She was a classically trained actress, Harvard-educated, and also a dancer and trained opera singer. Tall, suave, handsome, and muscular, Sean Connery was knighted by Queen Elizabeth for his role in the James Bond series. He introduced humor into his character to balance the dark plots, such as his running gag of having his martinis shaken and not stirred, even when he was on the verge of death. Beyonce is a beautiful, curvy, and always well-dressed singer and entertainer with a great sense of style and wonderful musical rhythm. She promoted having a positive body image, inspiring others to appreciate their own natural beauty. Charlton Heston was a tall, handsome, and popular actor known for his chiseled features and commanding presence. He was gifted in portraying leading man roles and heroic characters. He could play futuristic and action parts convincingly, and he was especially famous for his roles in classic historical epics. Karl Lagerfeld, head of Chanel, combined Parisian classics with a rock chic style and tailored silhouettes. He designed beautiful, ready-to-wear, elegant outfits and was surrounded by a bevy of beautiful models. He often used a strong vertical element with stripes or pockets on either side of his designs for balance, and he often sported a long black vertical tie himself. Man Ray was a fashion photographer who did a lot of portraiture work. Like Picasso, he was fascinated by the face, and in the lower right-hand corner you see a photo of a model from two different angles, like a Picasso. His most famous painting was The Lovers, the floating lips in the upper left-hand corner, having this long horizontal axis. So here you see on the left a strong vertical axis. There's a balance mobile at the center top. And then underneath to the left you see a little yellow face that looks a lot like a scale. And that's his face to the right. And if you notice carefully, he has a vertical line drawn through the center. And then another faint horizontal line that goes through his eyes. And on the right, you see the beauty of the feminine form equated with a musical instrument. Bram Stoker, author of Dracula, was another masterful writer who could balance a gripping plot line between the forces of good and evil. Dracula was a novel of Gothic romanticism in which Stoker used the power of love to skillfully draw us into his world of horror and fiction. Emily Post was an American author, novelist, and socialite, famous for her writing about etiquette and a guide to polite social behavior. F. Scott Fitzgerald was a popular writer in the 1920s and wrote The Great Gatsby, an intimate look at the lifestyle of the wealthy and privileged class, the pinnacle of society, and the shallowness of a grand lifestyle when love is absent. So we're seeing love and beauty as favorite themes for these artists. We see French-born Yo-Yo Ma, an extraordinary and consummate musician known for his beautiful music. He reinvigorated classical music and expanded its audience. And it's interesting that his favorite instrument, the cello, has a long vertical center that's balanced by his horizontal bow. Now, Picasso was really interesting. He was a formally trained master artist, as you can tell from the painting on the left from his blue period. Once introduced to African masks, Picasso began to experiment with abstract images and broke away from his formal training. He loved beautiful women and had many young muses. He began experimenting with seeing an object from several different angles, developing Cubism with Georges Braque. As the sign of the judge, this is what Libra does. It looks at all the evidence from all different angles in order to get a full picture or composite. In the image on the left, you see a woman. She's looking at you with a full frontal face. But if you notice, there's also a profile that's looking at her reflection in the mirror. Again, with a strong vertical and horizontal axis. Picasso was also experimenting with balancing the eyes. And the more off balance the eyes were, the more disturbing the image. So the drawing on the left is by Picasso, and he did a lot of face work. But if you notice, the drawing on the right is mine. The face, the elements of the face look very much like a scale. And so you can see the resemblance between these two images And I saw this pattern come up a lot for Libran artists. Jim Henson was an American actor, animator, filmmaker, and master puppeteer who developed his own line of flexible hand puppet creations called the Muppets, most famously showcased on Sesame Street. Jim started with marionettes, but disliked their stiffness, so developed his own version of a puppet. He surrounded himself with lively animated characters, and as you can see here, he had a myriad of shapes and colors, but with two very prominent eyes that always animated the character. Georgia O'Keeffe could see and paint beauty in unusual places that others didn't or wouldn't even consider, such as her desert landscapes or giant flowers. She contributed greatly to the American modernism movement. Even though she rejected Freudian interpretations of her large flower series, to me they do evoke themes of femininity, sexuality, and organic abstraction, and she does have Scorpio rising. She had a beautiful sense of color, balance, and form. When we look at her chart, she has Venus in Libra in the 11th house of gains and popularity with large groups. Venus was trine Pluto, so that's power in her art. It's conjunct Uranus, so something unusual about her art. Sextile Saturn, which gave her self-discipline and execution. And notice the strong Scorpio rising and that very powerful T-square with the apex at her MC, that's the career point. So Hieronymus Bosch, my last artist here, was known for his imagination, fantastical creatures, and intricate landscapes with lots of people. Hieronymus Bosch illustrated a variety of hellish punishments for offenders in life and favored presenting them in a triptych format, a large center panel with two equal panels on each side that could swing open. There is also a painting of a figure with a long horizontal hat, again, long horizontal axis, that looks very much like a scale to me. In the lower right-hand corner, there's also some images of him wearing a hat with little upturned features on the side. And I saw this as a popular pattern occurring with the other Libran artists. So on the left side, you see Picasso, again, attracted to these long vertical shapes, and it has the hat, has his little upturned sides. He identified himself and painted himself as a harlequin. And then the Picasso in the middle, again, this long horizontal hat shape. Georgia O'Keeffe in the upper right-hand corner, fascinated with skull horns. And even Paul Hogan in the lower right-hand corner has a hat, at least at this angle, has a strong horizontal axis with these little upturned ends. So that was really interesting to me. So in conclusion, I present to you a list of other Libran celebrities and artists for your review. And if you have Venus in Libra, please leave a comment below so we can learn more about this very cultural, refined, beautiful sign. And thank you for watching.